First things first, the name Blake Monroe, I actually really love it. Now granted, I see people saying, why wouldn't you just call her Mariah Monroe and change the spelling? To which, yes, Mariah Monroe would have been better, but Blake Monroe is apparently inspired by her niece's name, so I think that's a pretty cool tidbit. She'll be signing her contract next week on NXT. But NXT, as usual, delivered last night. That Obafemi Jasper Troy title match absolutely slapped.
Oba have enough? That with a little extra a second fall from grace, and that time Oba.
It is so great to see that Jasper Troy has already been made into a star just a month after the end of LFG. That near fall at the end was probably a botch, but I really liked how it made Jasper look like he had one final breath.
Charging in, got caught, boom! A fall from grace. And Oba fell.
Like he just had enough to go ahead and get the shoulder off the mat a centimeter, and even if that wasn't done on purpose, I really like it. Also, on NXT, after Jacy Jayne defended her title against Lainey Reid, Ava announced that there will be 4 singles matches followed by a fatal 4-way later in the month, with the winner of it all facing Jacy Jayne at Evolution for the NXT Women's title. Personally, I'd love to see Jada Parker or Jordynne Grace emerge victorious here, but Lash, legend. Let's not sleep on Lash now. She had a really solid match against Ren Sinclair last night too.
By Lash legend in Lash. Oh no! Just dropping Ren Sinclair into the cover and Lash with a win.
But for as much as I want to see all 3 of those women become champion, the smartest booking decision feels like having JC retain at Evolution because her reign just started. And it does her no favors to have her instantly drop the belt. The only way around it is if you continue the tension between Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, and Jacy Jayne, and perhaps Fallon costs her the title, leading to an all-out war for Fatal Influence. It's the only way for me around losing the title so quick. Plus, last night in a backstage segment, they did tease more tensions as Jacy was snarky and overconfident backstage.
And, you know, we started. I'm the champion.
You've also got to wonder, what happens when we add Blake Monroe into the mix now? Do Jacy Jayne's chances of retaining drastic go down? Will Blake Monroe be the one to dethrone Jacy Jayne? Or if you want to go with the absolute money match of 2 premier wrestlers on SummerSlam weekend, you surely have to go with champion Jordynne Grace against Blake Monroe. I'd also have Lainey Reid in that North American title division. Speaking of the North American title, Ethan Page and Shawn Legacy had a really great opener too.
Can he become that man? No one there. 450 wasn't home. Twisted grid, damn it by Page. Center of the ring, shoots the half, and Page.
It was another strong episode of NXT, although I still don't really understand who Josh Briggs and Inamura are supposed to appeal to. And before we jump into more of your hot takes from this week, I'm gonna leave you with this image of Corey Graves doing Blake Monroe's taunt. And let me know your wrestling hot takes down in the comments below. It can be current day or it can be in history, and you'll have a chance of being in the next episode. Corey Graves is a really good lead commentator. Conan just sucks. Damn! I didn't think that he was terrible at Worlds Collide, although I will go ahead and give Corey Graves his props. He did fantastic as a lead commentator. And listen, let's not get it twisted. We've always known that Corey Graves had the talent, and he's certainly demonstrated it throughout his career as a commentator. The guy has a bag, but it is fantastic to see him reaching deeper into said bag to be a lead commentator. It's great to see him getting his props.
Shut up, Saxton. This isn't about popsicles or bootios. This is about punching faces and snapping limbs. This is top guy business. Yes!
The women's Money in the Bank match was 10 times better than the men's. I don't know if I'd necessarily say 10 times better. I think both matches were really, really good. The chaos that they leaned into with the men's Money in the Bank match was really fun, and in all honesty, if it wasn't Rollins to walk out with the briefcase, I think the 2025 men's Money in the Bank ladder match would be seen a little higher, but obviously with Rollins winning, it just wasn't everyone's cup of tea, you know? Whereas like I said in the Money in the Bank review, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, to me at least, felt like anybody could have won, and it was even greater to see Naomi have that moment. I always wondered, what if Vince left earlier, say 2016? Would Seth have became the Kingslayer still? Would Aleister Black never leave? Would most people who are underrated stars become massive? Oh man, well, I'm gonna talk about him again. Keith Lee, Shayna Baszler. These two names right here are two of the biggest fumbles of that black and gold era. And when I say black and gold, I actually mean black and gold and the call-up to main roster. Because how did you fumble Keith Lee? How did the wrestling world fumble Keith Lee after Survivor Series 2019 and the Royal Rumble in 2020? Like, it really wasn't that hard to go ahead and make him a megastar in WWE. There is no reason why he should be dwindling in AEW right now. I believe he may be injured or something right now. I don't really know what's going on. It's gotten to a point where I'm just like, I just want to see him back to his prime. No gray hair, no nonsense, just Keith Lee. Like right now, Keith Lee should be making cameos back in NXT after already been WWE champion. He should be going face to face with Obafemi right now. God damn it. I think the prime that 2016 was on would have probably gone on for much longer. I think in that transition period, Shawn Michaels would have taken over NXT sooner and NXT still would have gone on the takeover run that it did. I think if Vince had left earlier in 2016, you look at guys like Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe easily would have been WWE champion. Finn Balor would have easily been Universal champion when he came back. You look at all the stars that left NXT to go to the competition. Guys like Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish would have been bigger deals. And listen, darling, I absolutely love Timeless Toni Storm. But the way Toni Storm was being treated both at the first Evolution in NXT UK and in NXT was that she was being groomed as the next big thing. And until she came to SmackDown and did that whole mess with Charlotte Flair and all that, that eventually saw her leave the company, if you don't go ahead and fumble her on SmackDown, she probably stays with the company and maybe we see Timeless Toni Storm happen in WWE because it was probably her brainchild. I think Seth Rollins in between 2016 to like 2019 would have been better taken care of. I think Roman Reigns would have been better taken care of. The Fiend would have been better taken care of. I trust Triple H more as a booker, and I know right now is not the time to say that, but I do trust Triple H and Shawn Michaels far more than I trust late era Vince McMahon, and I think it would have been much better product to product, show to show. The pops Penta were getting were so loud. He's definitely over and needs a mid-card title. Oh, also, Mr. Iguana has crazy character work. He reminds me of Orange Cassidy. Honestly, I can see the vision. He does kind of remind me of Orange Cassidy, like prime Orange Cassidy, like 2019, 2020, 2021. And you're absolutely right. Penta is over. Those pops are getting louder and louder, and it's incredible to see how fast he's gotten over with this new audience, and I can't wait to see him with a championship. I full-heartedly believe that prime Kurt Angle was the best wrestler on the planet at the time. Again, I completely agree. Kurt Angle in TNA, like prime Kurt Angle, and also in WWE when he was really balling out, was such a tremendous wrestler, it goes without saying. Jacob Fatu is all brakes, no gas. I don't know what yarara means. LA Knight should go to Raw. There's nothing else for him to do on SmackDown. I completely agree. And I guess given this week on Raw, he kind of might be on Monday Night Raw considering he just started a feud with Braun Breaker. Hot take, I think LA Knight should defeat John Cena for the title. I would absolutely love to see it. In all honesty, if he had not attacked Braun Breaker this past week, setting up a clear feud between them, I would have said, yeah, LA King is the agenda. He needs to win King of the Ring. But I just feel like given Randy Orton is in that fatal four-way and now there's an extra adage of Braun Breaker going to SmackDown to get his revenge, I just can't see a way of LA Knight making it to the King of the Ring finals. If he advances, then maybe this is a different conversation in a week. But as things stand right now, I can't see him winning King of the Ring and going to Cena that way. Maybe he'll find another path, but I absolutely agree. I would love to see LA Knight be the one to defeat John Cena because my goodness, it is time. With the way WWE is going now, I have a feeling that sponsors are going to start appearing on wrestlers' gear. It's scarily plausible. You remember many years ago when Brock Lesnar was the only one to really have true sponsors on his gear? He'd have like Jimmy John's or whoever else was on those shorts. I feel like now we're gonna go back into an era where it's not just guys like Brock Lesnar that have that, but now it's like Rey Mysterio having a little sponsor on his mask or something of the like. I feel like we're definitely heading down that path. You've become my favorite wrestling channel on YouTube. Thanks for the great vids. Oh, no, thank you all. DDJ is right. Between Evolve, LFG, and NXT, there is a massive wave of talent to come in the not too distant future, barring any injuries or other phenomena and proper booking. I know this is gonna sound incredibly egomaniacal considering you're saying I'm right and now I'm agreeing with you saying I'm right, but I agree. There is a really solid argument to be made that WWE don't need to sign anyone else right now because they have a solid run of talent going up on every single tier of the company.